As some of you know, July 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, 1863 was the Battle of Gettysburg. It was the bloodiest, nastiest battle in all the Civil War. And today, while I'm in Gettysburg, we're going to go check out some of the sites and some of the battlefields that happened. We're not going to do the whole thing, otherwise it'll end up being a 2-hour-long movie. And if you guys are like me, you don't have that kind of attention span. So we're going to do what we can. We're going to go see Little Round Top, Devil's Den, some of the cool sites. And first stop's right here. So let's go check it out. It says, the William Johns farmhouse was a witness to the tragedy on June 26, 1922. The house sat in close proximity to where the de Havilland DH-44B crashed on the farm 20 to 50 feet behind the Louis Dufour Carnival, which had been set up fronting on Steinwire Avenue. Captain George W. Hamilton died on impact, and Gunnery Sergeant George Martin died shortly thereafter at Warner, now Gettysburg Hospital. Hamilton was buried in Arlington National Cemetery, while Martin was interred in Forest Lawn Cemetery in Rochester, New York. And that, my friends, right there, is the house that they're talking about. That's the house. There's a picture of the house. So yeah, these guys were doing a reenactment of the Battle of Gettysburg, and they crashed their plane and died. Alright guys, I'm at the Peach Orchard, which is a big part of the battlefield, and on July 2nd, it was occupied by U.S. forces, and General Sickles was forced into retreat by Confederate forces. And man, they got some monuments set up here. This is all battlefield right here. And this one says from June 3rd, 1863 to March 25th, 1864. Batteries F and C served as a consolidated battery. July 2nd occupied this position from about 5 to 6 o'clock p.m. July 3rd with the left center on Cemetery Ridge and left of 1st Volunteer Brigade. Reserve artillery marked by tablet 24 men from Battery F were detailed to Battery H, 1st Ohio Artillery, posted in the cemetery during the battle. So up next, we're at Devil's Den, and it says here, General John B. Hood's Confederates attacked the Union position at Devil's Den. The rugged labyrinth of boulders before you, which is right here. Alabama and Georgia troops advanced from the Rocky Gorge to your left, which is there. A sheet of flame burst from the rocks less than 100 yards away. Despite their losses, they came out in a heroic manner against the 4th Maine, sheltered among the boulders. You can see some of the dead there. The deafening roar of exploding shells and relentless fire echoed among the giant rocks, drowning out the shouts and groans of dying soldiers. Enemies scrambled from boulder to boulder in vicious fighting. Confederates ultimately forced a Union retreat. Confederate sharpshooters held the position for the remainder of the battle. As you can see, they're right up here. And boy, it must have just been awful here. Just awful. Well, they were just picking them off one by one. As you guys can see, there's not a tree here that was 150 years old or 160 years old, so it was a pretty much open battlefield. And you had troops hiding behind all these rocks and boulders, and God, it just must have been just a killing field. stairs, you can actually come in the rocks here. Let's see what was in it. Probably not nothing. Just more rock. I just can imagine just the killing that went on here. It was just terrible. Just awful. As I stand up on these boulders, just imagine Confederate and Union soldiers here. If you got high ground, you're going to win. If you're down there, you're probably going to lose. You guys should come up and walk through the fields here. The same fields that the Confederate Army and the Union Army were in back in 1863. I'm going to come up on a ridge here. I don't know what's there. I'm doing this in real time, so you guys are going to see it when I see it. You can make out right here. There's a rock wall. Now, as we go along here, you guys will see as you tour the battlefields, there's all kinds of different monuments and all kinds of different signs saying what things are. And being from New York, sometimes you gotta stop and take pictures and take videos and stuff from New York. This is what this is. The Army of the Potomac, 2nd Corps, Division, 1st Division, 3rd Brigade. Brigadier General Samuel Zook, Lieutenant Colonel John Frazier, 52nd, 57th, 66th New York, 140th Pennsylvania Infantry. It says July 2nd arrived early in the morning and formed on right on the 2nd Brigade and landed at Cemetery Hill to Round Top between 5 and 6 p.m. Advanced with division to left and entered the Wheatfield, which is that way. We didn't stop. In the woods on its right, in line of battle, forcing the Confederates through the field and the woods to the further end. Brigadier General Zook fell mortally wounded in this advance. The brigade, being on the right of the division, extended to an open field on the west. Now, if you guys ever visit here, don't be surprised when you get here and you see something like this, a bunker set up. Now, if that's not cool, I don't know what is. Okay, now while you're doing the tour, you might want to stop and see this, the biggest monument in Gettysburg. And that says Humphrey Hayes. And it is quite the sight to see. And on it, they got all the names of all the infantry members that fought at the Battle of Gettysburg. Now, I'm not going to show it all to you guys. Gotta say something for when you come and see it. But they got all the names of all the infantry members. Now, here in Gettysburg, there's always something going on. There's always something to do. And these guys here are reenacting part of the battlefield. I'm not exactly sure what they're doing, but look at those tents. Those tents are legit, just like it would have been back in 1863. Now, in 1863, when the battle was going on, there's a whole battlefield full of monuments and posters, and but signs. We were not able to make it to the little round top today because the roads are kind of screwy. We couldn't really, and part of it was shut off, so we didn't really go up there. But I have one more stop for you. But until then, I want to show you just the enormity, the size of the battlefield. Like, this is all battlefield right here, and I encourage you guys to come out and see this for yourselves because you will not regret it at all. like I said, we got one more stop today. It's going to be where Robert E. Lee headquarters was at. We're not going to go inside. We're kind of spent for time. But I'm going to go to it. I'm going to show you the outside of it. That's going to be about it. I will come back and I will do a full tour of it at some point. I don't know when, but at some point I will. So next thing you're going to see will be General Robert E. Lee's headquarters. Now located on the top of Seminary Ridge, this would have been General Robert E. Lee's headquarters during the Battle of the Civil War. And it was a key part of his process for the Confederacy during that time. You can't go in there, it's closed off right now. See, he's got yellow tape. But I'll come back eventually one day and I'll do a full tour for you guys. And over here it says the foundation in front of you, which is that, is the remains of Caspar Henry Dutchman's antebellum barn, the building that stood here during the Battle of Gettysburg. Typical of barns in this area, the wood frame section was larger than the foundation, which is going to be right here. In the foundation, which housed stables, the barn was later demolished and a subsequent owner built a modern cottage on the foundation. The Civil War Trust moved this non-historic building in 2016, thank God, and stabilized the historic foundation. That's all right here. This is what Lee's house would have looked like, or his headquarters, not his house, but his headquarters would have looked like during the Battle of Gettysburg. The Battle of Gettysburg was very, very important during the Civil War because if the Confederates would have won, they probably would have ended up winning the Civil War. So it was a very, very key time for them, for the Union troops to win the war. Shortly after that, the Confederates succeeded, or not succeeded, but, you know. But anyways, I hope you guys liked this video tour. Well, it wasn't a video tour, it was a video tour to us. Like the video, subscribe to my channel if you like this kind of content. Other than that, I'll see you guys on the next one.